All right. Everybody here tonight with me in the house, all the way from Connecticut, on the other side of the country. Such a nice guy to say yes to this humble podcast. Here to satisfy your needs. We have the critically acclaimed as lethally funk, explosive, jaw dropping, and musically mesmerizing. This guy's a fucking ninja, y'all. I'm just gonna tell you. When you see this guy play, you can't get enough. You just can't. The music these guys play is badass, educative, seductive, sexy, extraordinarily interesting and entertaining. It's moving, it's soulful, it's dirty, it's fucking nasty, it's of good taste, it's just so good. I love everything you play, man. Frontman of Kung Fu, Breakfast, and so many other things he does just on his own, by himself. Uh, just genuinely a talented man, super nice guy, and my newest hero slash friend, Tim Palmieri. Woo!
Oh, thank you so much. I think that was the best intro I've ever had,
Man,
ever.
that was the longest too, but it's
Like
because you're
honestly,
awesome.
if we could write that down, I'll use it in my bio because that was fantastic.
You like it? I'm so glad. Well, it's not hard. I just wanted everybody to get a little hint of you, and a lot of people know of you already. So these are mostly for the people that don't know you yet, and my
Yes, thank you.
friends.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks for sitting with me and having a drink and making sure that we get this together and get it done today.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Well, let's discorporate ourselves and be together. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So, man, what have you been doing lately with, what's going on?
Well, here we are. It's June 9th. Technically, what is it? It's like World Sex Day or something like that because it's
Is it?
6-9. It's like World Sex Day. It's a 69,
Man,
yeah.
that's
I know.
amazing. I like that.
Yeah. The day just got sadder for me. Oh.
Hi, no problem for
No,
me
but
too.
but so I'm not up to that because quarantine has been very lonely. But yeah, here we are, still amidst the quarantine. Not too many gigs in sight. I'm playing my first drive-in concert Saturday, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah,
You
where's
know,
that at?
it's going to be in New York somewhere.
That's fun. Who are you playing with?
That's going to be with Kung Fu.
Cool.
Yeah,
Man, Kung Fu is being like my to-go kind of
that,
playlist and music to do everything these days.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's high octane, so if you are looking to work out and whatnot, we got plenty of energy for you.
It's great. It's so hard to play that stuff. You
It
got some
is.
really good guys there.
I am very lucky to have the caliber of musicians around me. Keeps me on my toes, and I try to keep them on theirs.
I think it's working. Do you
Yep.
always have the same guys?
Kung Fu has gone through a few member changes. Um, I mean, how do I make this story quick? Yeah, so eventually we changed the keyboardist, saxophone, and bass player.
Hmm.
So me and the drummer are the only originals at this point.
And it's all right. Now I was listening to a track you guys did. I think it was the latest one you guys released, and the drummer was just killing it. I should have written the name. I think it was from Ninja Cuts. Caught up.
Yeah, Adrian Tramontano, he's amazing.
Ah, I've got. How do you say that? I don't speak English anymore. I have gotten the pleasure to play with some really talented drummers too here in LA.
Yep.
And this guy you're playing with, what's his name again?
Adrian
Adrian
Tramontano.
Tramontano.
Yeah,
That's sexy.
another fine Italian.
Yeah, and a lot of tennis up there.
Yeah, yeah. Came from Italy in like late 1800s, early 1900s when Italy was uniting from all these sovereign states into one country, and yeah,
A
then
lot of
eventually.
ended in Brazil too. My family is all Italian,
Oh, excellent.
descendants of Italian. Yeah. My name is Pignolato, which is Italian.
Don't ask me to pronounce that.
You can say Pignolato, but I don't like the sound of pig in it. So
Well, it's like pinoli nuts.
yeah, it could
Silent
be.
G. Yeah,
Yes.
pignolato.
Yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Man, if you can play those songs with, the ninjas,
Yeah,
you can say my name.
for sure.
And I know that I saw on your website, timpalmieri.com. I'm saying your name wrong. It's Tim Palmieri. Palmieri.
Well, no, it's Palmieri. You were right,
Okay.
but it's been Americanized to Palmieri
Oh,
because if you think of like a palm tree, we say palm. So
yeah.
people see the PALM and they're like Palmieri when
Mm-hmm.
it's really like Palmieri, but Palmieri.
Ah,
It's fine. I'm used to it.
Palmieri. I'm just going to call you
Palmieri.
Palmieri. So I saw on your website that you have a gig on 4th of July. Do you think it's going to happen?
We've been talking about it. So far, it is because it seems the festival grounds
Mm-hmm.
are complying with the state. But that being said, I don't know. I mean, I if they canceled the day before, I wouldn't be surprised or upset at this point. It's like everything is
Yeah,
just a day by day kind of playbook here. Like
that's true.
so, I'm thankful that I'm able to do these live streams to pay the bills, and then lessons have cut in half, but I still got some people, and I'm always looking for new students. So I do enjoy teaching
Yeah,
online, but yeah, this is my life. You're asking me what am I doing
yeah.
right now? It's live streams, some teaching, exercising, trying to lose all my quarantine pounds, and
Is it working for you?
well, I did 17 miles on the bike today,
Holy shit.
15 yesterday. Yeah, so I'm trying to get to 100 miles a week because two of the guys in Kung Fu are doing that, and I'm like, what? You guys are
What?
insane. So this is good. They're motivating me. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting much of that stuff here. I'm kind of lazy. It's hot as balls here.
I'm sure it is.
Is it hot there?
Summer has kicked in. Yeah, it was 80 degrees in parts.
Mm. Yeah, it was like 90 today.
Damn.
I had to take my dog on a smaller walk because he was not feeling good.
Oh, yeah.
It's too
It's
hot
too
for
much,
him.
too hot for the doggies. But yeah, I mean, I look forward to just swimming every day. So even though I'm biking, like I want to be swimming when it's that hot, like 90 degrees. I need to be in the water.
Where do you swim?
Well, I grew up in East Haven, Connecticut, just east of New Haven, and I'm
Hmm.
right on the shoreline. So I'm technically a
Yeah.
northeastern New England beach boy.
All right.
Yeah.
And I know that, I'm gonna brag a little bit. Guys, I got to play with this guy in Connecticut. And was it Connecticut? What is it called where we played? It's Connecticut.
It was Connecticut. It was
And
a place called Bar, B-A-R. Really complicated name. And
I really miss that place.
yeah, they make their own beer, make their own pizza. It's a big place. It's a party factory, really.
Yeah. And it's awesome to hang out. It's a really cool environment. I really liked it there.
Yeah, I miss playing there. I don't know when venues can really open up. A few restaurants have,
Yeah,
but not every restaurant, like because they can't all just be outdoors. But
I
if your
know.
restaurant's outdoors and you have that kind of space, then you can make it work for you a little better.
Well, that's cool. Because you play a lot in that area when you're not on tour.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you do the Beatles breakfast with Beatles. What do you call it?
I call it the Beatles brunch.
The Beatles brunch. The
Yeah.
breakfast is a different
The
project.
break yeah, the breakfast is my straight out of high school psychedelic fusion prog jam band.
Nice. I really like it.
Yeah, you would.
So did you play? You played lots in there. You play like every day. How many gigs do you think you have a week there
Well, you
on a
know,
normal week?
as I get older, I need to pick my battles and know how to. listen to my body, and what my body tells me now is like 4 gigs a week, um,
Okay.
like a Wednesday through Saturday, but with Sundays it'd be 5 days a week. So I mean, it's almost like a regular job. I mean, honestly, I work my tail off
It
and
is.
throw lessons in there plus the
Yeah.
gigs. It's a full week.
Well, at least, at least you're your own boss, and
Well, that was my old life. This new quarantine life, I'm like doing 3 or 4 streams a week.
yeah.
Although it's good, it's just not the same. I'm not having to drive anywhere. You don't have to set up gear,
Yeah,
so
it's nice.
it could be like just a 60-minute set. It's not
Hmm.
a 3-hour gig. All sorts of stuff. So
I love your lives, and I love that you leave them there on your Facebook page.
yes,
Then we can go back and watch. I've caught myself going back and just listening while I had friends over. I mean,
that,
I didn't have
that's
friends
awesome.
over. No, so I did. I mean, having some
Uh,
musician friends over because we're getting some work done.
you're allowed. It's all good.
But they've been in quarantine too, so
Well, I won't report you.
it's fine. We're fine. We're smoking from different pipes. We're good.
Excellent. Nice.
And one thing I really liked about Connecticut when I went down there, I wasn't there for a long time, but I went there a few times and I saw a lot of live music there. And it's so interesting because I've lived in LA for 17 years.
Yep.
And going out, unless I'm with my crew, my friends, music, it's not something that people take seriously. I'm sure that there are people that do, but the majority of the people you go talk about music here in LA, it's superficial. Is what's going on now. There's not really a scene. It's not really characterized with something. What I
Okay.
loved about Connecticut and New York and that area down there in Pennsylvania and all, it was that you guys all really like really good music. You can talk about amazing music and really talk about music in a higher level of understanding with
Yep.
everybody there. Just everybody knows what they're talking about. Everybody goes out to listen to live music. They come to the shows. People don't go to the shows here.
Yeah, it's a different scene in LA. I mean, granted, it's a music capital, just like New York City and a few other places, Nashville.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the way it's commodified, it's not necessarily art, or you know what I mean. Like
Right,
it's
yeah.
it's just treated differently. I just want to say commodified is the easiest word. But
Yeah.
yeah, and genre wise, it's gonna be very leaning towards the popular side of things, which
Yeah.
isn't classic rock, or rock and roll isn't on the radio like dance and hip hop and
Yeah.
a few other genres. Like, I mean, don't get me started on that. But yes, I am a player. I play music, so I care about good musicians playing the music as much as I care about the song and does it make my booty shake and things like
I know.
that.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that you guys have really amazing musicians just about everywhere you go. I went to a few spots there, like a few breweries, and they just had a guy playing solo, which we have a lot of that here too.
Uh huh.
But everybody there is really good. It's like in a higher level. I think my friends in LA are gonna hate me for saying this, but it's the truth. At one point, I
I'm
even thought about moving there. I'm like, I just want to fucking go
yeah.
there and get exposed to that kind of level of musicianship.
Well, it's good because Connecticut gets overlooked because of Boston and New York City, but a
Yeah,
lot of successful musicians come from Connecticut. So we have
yeah.
culture there. New Haven, especially. I mean, Hartford does too, but I tend to prefer the shoreline just because I'm from here. But also, there's just more action than inland per se.
Oh yeah,
We got some good jazz colleges,
yeah.
WestCon and Hart School of Music. So it's wonderful. I don't know if I've had anything to do with it. I've like to think I made a contribution, but I've been influenced from other amazing, insane players in the New Haven scene from, who are older than I, who like smooth
Yeah.
jazz. Smooth jazz was pretty big here in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
So excellent monster players. Granted, they're playing smooth jazz, but they're beasts. And so I would watch them intently when I was a teenager. And,
Yeah.
you know,
That's something that a lot of good musicians tell me. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was fucking watching the guy from, the back seat as close as I could,
yeah.
studying it in, and training my ears. And I did the same with vocals. I was,
Hmm.
6 years old. I was singing Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
Awesome. And
I
you had
didn't.
to and you had to
Oh,
do it with it because
oh yeah.
these kids nowadays, everything's online. Everything's at their fingertips. Like back then it was like a cassette tape and or the radio
Yep.
or a record. And it's like, cassette tape because I'm an 80s kid, but vinyl before that.
I listened to cassette too back in the day,
Oh yeah. So,
and
um
then
the
CDs after that. But
influence the influence of music was slower back then and you
right,
took it more seriously when you did see it. Now it's
yeah,
like, oh, I could just download whatever wherever. Kids don't even listen to the entire track anymore. They just
I
like
know.
they'll get 2 minutes in and they cut to the next track. It's like we it's still there's still more.
It's funny you said that because I realized that your tracks were, I don't know, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, fucking
Yep.
12 minutes. And I'm going, I love this because, like you said, there is more. They just make us record these 3.5 minute songs. Like, I haven't even started. If I could, I'll solo for 3 minutes.
Well, we're already aiming for a different audience versus
Yeah.
the pop scene. I mean, it'd be amazing for us to try to compress what we do into 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes, but
But you
would it?
can.
But that's when it's like, is that the art you want to make? It's like,
Yeah.
and writing something to be a hit and writing something for somebody else. Like we all have to ask ourselves, what do we want to do with our talent and gift and career and all these things. So
Yeah.
there's everyone's got a different answer. I will not compromise anything for anyone, or no, I'll easily write some cheese for everyone.
Maybe there is a balance in there.
I agree. That's what I'm looking for.
Maybe you can compromise in the beginning and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know.
You
Or
could do
maybe it's the
that.
other way around. I really don't know. I try not to compromise. I write songs for myself.
That's what you should be
I
doing.
write stuff I like to listen to. If I don't like what I'm listening, I'm not gonna play. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's worthy my time, and it is a waste of time. It's just sad. It hurts my heart.
Yeah, you shouldn't be writing art for someone else. It's a process to get to know yourself and to dig things out. And we have a function in society, and then also it's therapy for us too.
Yeah. And when you talk about songwriting, you guys write some really cool stuff with Kung Fu. Who writes that? Do you write and then you bring it to them? How do you guys do it?
Little of everything. Depends on the tune. Some songs have been organic,
Yeah.
and then others are like, well, I have a loose melody with some chords, and then we'll
Hmm.
add to it. And then some people come in with, sheet music and like, here it is.
Okay. Are you one of those? Do you do that?
No, I mean, I've charted some things out, like a crazy ass melody, but never charted an entire song. I'd rather just tell, and we'll get through it. It doesn't have to be. But our bassist, Chris D'Angelo's an amazing musician. When he composes, it's very exact and awesome and purposeful. That's the point. Like he
Uh
put the
huh.
time in. These notes should be played the way they are written. Play it,
Cool.
and then as a band, throw your
Flavor.
sizzle on there. Yeah,
Yeah,
throw the spice on it.
totally. We write like that too with Phoenix Rise, which is the name of my band. I'm not sure if you were aware of that.
No, I wasn't. Phoenix Rising. I like it.
Phoenix Rise, yeah. And do you guys record one at a time usually? Because if sounds very tight, very organic too. Do you guys ever record together?
Yeah, you want to try, because of budget, you
Yeah.
always want to record everyone at the same time and keep as much as you can. So you're hoping everyone performs it at 100%.
Right.
Sort of like the Beatles. I mean, you take 10 takes, which one was the best one,
Hmm.
or you just keep going. I mean, you can get up to 20, but for bands like us with these long tunes, it should be no more than 3.
But then you guys rehearse, right, before you go to a recording session, I would imagine.
Usually the songs have been vetted on stage a lot, so
Right, I
they
see.
they come into the studio seasoned. I mean, I actually like that when they're vetted a tiny bit, but it would be fun to do the opposite too, just a pure studio song. No one's ever heard it
Yeah,
live.
yeah. That's what we do too. We play these songs so much live, and I like the way they transform themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep trying different things on top of them. You're like, I like this better. But my problem is that I always like the last thing I did. So,
Well, that's the amazing thing about, I don't want to get sidetracked, but the Beatles writing Sergeant Pepper's, where you're not vetting it with an audience and maybe not even practicing it a ton of times with each other. You're like just building it piece
hmm
by piece. That's why Sergeant Pepper's is just mind blowing.
well, I think you like a lot the Beatles, don't you?
Love the Beatles. They got me on my path.
Yeah,
Just- they've done it. I mean, my dad would play the Beatles for me, and him and
yeah.
his buddy would just jam around. So one day I was 4 years old, just like Dad, show me a chord or something. I showed interest. I couldn't tell you what I said, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he showed me E minor and A minor,
Uh-huh.
and that was it. You could
Yeah.
play Things We Said Today by Paul McCartney with that, with those 2 chords.
You play all of the tunes, don't you?
I do.
Pretty much. Wow.
Hmm.
So how many songs does the Beatles have, do you know?
Proper, just pure records should be
Yeah.
224.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But is there more not proper?
Well, yeah,
Probably.
because then there's songs that didn't appear in the original 10 albums from 63 to 70. So,
Oh
you
wow.
have those, all the demos, and some were more finished than others. Then there are cover tunes that they recorded with the BBC. Does that technically count? So we asked
Yeah.
ourselves all these questions, and one year we did 245 maybe, but
Uh-huh.
223 is like proper, or 224. Damn it,
All
I'm gonna have
right.
to check this.
I'm so happy that you know that. It just makes me happy. And so you just, you know, you guys, you can find him on Spotify. You can find him with the Kung Fu. Do you have anything recorded,
Oh,
of the Beatles?
227.
227. All right.
Yep.
You were actually Googling.
No, it's in my iTunes. It's already like sorted. So when I write set list, I just pull from the master list.
Ah. What are you using to do your set list these days?
Well, this is iTunes on my old MacBook, and then I make a playlist. You could export it, and then I could print set list without having to type everything over again. It's
Oh,
always
that's
best to
good.
just copy paste as much as possible.
Man, how many
And
songs do you know?
too many. I'm
I
starting to forget important information in life. You know, like I just won't know how to walk one day. Like
As long
Tim
as you
learned too
know
many
how to
songs.
play, you're good.
Yeah, just get him up there so he can still pay his bills. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't talk, but he can play.
Yeah, he's still learning songs.
It's so amazing. The other day I saw you playing. I think you just teased us in one of your live streams on Facebook
Hmm.
with the song Imagine.
Sure.
And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about the song. So I
Beautiful.
went to the guitar and I learned it in D.
Okay.
D major 7, I actually started them. It
Yep.
was sweet. It's so I didn't know, it's so
So powerful.
simple, but it's so good.
Yeah, just pure art. I mean, that is art. That song, and its efficiency is what makes it so powerful and popular. Every who doesn't understand what they're hearing there and how they're like moved by it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, I should write some songs with a little more, I don't know how to say this, but like more complicated. And then I
Well,
go, well, then I wrote this really cool song with two chords, and it really does it for me. So I'm gonna go with that. But I
well,
try.
the thing is, you could still just grow parts and make it more complicated with an arrangement versus
Yeah.
the sections. Like think about Prince and how
Yeah.
many layers there are. There's like
Oh my
three
God, yeah.
guitar. So, you could just be like, all right, I'll write a fancy lit riff with the horns.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still your two chord song.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea.
Now go
See?
make millions. Take me on the road.
I will. Next time I'm over there or you're over here, we gotta play again. Gotta play together.
Sure, would love
With
to.
with the full band this time.
Oh, yeah, I would like to meet the Rising.
Blow some fucking heads.
LA ain't ready for this.
No. They're not. We play a lot here, and we had this awesome show booked, but obviously it got canceled. It was gonna be on the Hermosa Pier, which is like thousands of people, and finally we got to the big stage because we've been playing the smaller stage for the last few years, and then they canceled it. Oh, what a
Oh,
letdown. We were excited. We were going to do all original music too. It's gonna
yeah, well, hard knocks. It happens.
be fun. Well, soon. Soon we will.
I hope so.
Now, another fun fact
Okay.
about Tim Palmieri is
Palmieri.
is that he plays Frank Zappa so good. I could comfortably say it's better than Zappa.
Oh, impossible.
You love that shit, huh?
I do. It's great music.
It's so hard.
But it's also natural. That's the thing about it. I mean, I just understand Zappa's language melodically, harmonically, the
Yeah.
attitude of it. Because it mixes all the classic elements of rock and roll. Like he was playing drums before guitar, but he knew all the drum styles for boogie woogie and surf music, and then this is that dance, and
Right.
eventually, and he was also writing classical music out on
Wow.
staff paper before he was thinking of blues. So it was like
Uh-huh.
blues, boogie woogie, doo wop, and then classical Stravinsky, and
What a fucking
couple.
genius.
Yeah, couple that with a little bit of a sexual perversion. He
Mm,
a career,
that never
his career.
hurts.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know. I could be wrong because I'm Brazilian, but I some songs are just hilarious.
Absolutely.
The lyrics, I'm so shocked. I was trying to get into more Zappa so we could have this conversation because obviously heard of him, heard his music, but never really got into it. Not because I didn't like it, it's just because I wasn't really paying attention. But I'm so glad that I did. I've been listening to some cool stuff, and I'm like, wow, this guy is something else. And then I saw
Yeah.
you guys playing all the videos on YouTube, and it was crazy good.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, we're just three people playing it, so Zappa had a big band,
Oh yeah.
so we have to reduce the tune to just three people. But Bo Sasser, who's also in Kung Fu on keyboards, he
Mm-hmm.
plays in the Z3, and he's playing left-hand bass while playing
Nice.
keys on the right. So that's how we're able to do the organ trio vibe. And so, yeah, we just have a funky take, but you still want to maintain the integrity of the tune so fans are happy.
Oh yeah.
And and then it's also a great vehicle for shtick, doing some fun things on stage.
Yeah.
So that to me was Zappa more than anything. He was like a showman slash
Yeah.
comedian slash satirist. Like he did it all. So
Yeah.
if you play Zappa's music and you don't get wild a bit,
I
you know,
know.
that's the beauty. It's like, okay, I have world class musicians playing the toughest music while it's all free and wild and weird at the same time.
Now they're speaking your language.
Yeah, now it's like, all right, this is my kind of party.
Well, I also noticed that because do you think that this taste for music that you have, for the funk and the jam and a lot of crazy shit that you guys play
Yeah.
between the Z3 and I'm drawing a blank and
Breakfast, kung
the
fu.
breakfast and kung fu. Sorry, that do you think your gear? Did you build your gear around that stuff, or do you bring it to that music and make it go around your gear? Because
Gear.
you have a really cool setup for your guitar.
Oh, I appreciate that. So like electric, I have a different rig than my acoustic
Okay,
because different gain structures and no
right.
amps and all that PA system. But then for electric guitar, I pretty much have the same pedal rig, um, and it's not too fancy, but I like pedals. I like tone conditioning. So
Yeah, you do.
playing a Fender Strat, it's a low volume guitar, and if you want a ton of sustain without blasting people
Yeah,
in the room, because you can't juice the tubes, you're gonna have to have some pedals to make it
yeah,
better.
totally. And I was looking at your pedal. I think you have some videos on YouTube, and you go over them. Am I right?
Okay. Yeah, that was an old setup. I need to do a new one, in fact, because it keeps changing. But my electric setup is like a Frankenstein. It's like mashed potatoes of pedals, but it's awesome,
Man,
efficient.
you need to do a run, a gear run down for yourself so we can see what you're doing there. Because you
I
got some
agree.
really cool shit.
I agree. Well, it's this quarantine. I've been adding pedals to that solo acoustic rig, messing with the vocals and getting it looping. It's wild. It's
You're
fun.
really good with the looping. That's really fun. I love when
Yes.
you go into the quack, 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 quack. I don't know what that is.
So that sound is called an envelope filter, and
Okay.
the pedal I have is called a Qtron.
All right.
And Jerry Garcia made it famous. Also Bootsy Collins. It was a lot of P Funk. It's just a great sound if done right.
It's super cool. Whatever you're
Yeah,
doing is doing great. You guys got to check out Tim live. When are you playing live these days? You have a set day?
I'm always playing Thursday nights at 9 o'clock on a group called Busking Down the House,
Awesome.
and that's on via Facebook. Um, so I do a lot of Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm on Instagram, but I haven't done too many live streams. I don't Snapchat at all. Twitter, I don't bother. So
me neither. I haven't gone to Twitter in like a decade.
I
I
go
went.
to it every now and again just to like quote our president and have everyone read them because they're quite amazing.
They are.
They're tremendous.
You're amazing with it. You
They're so
bring it
tremendous.
down to the one line, like this is it.
Like, just read this sentence, please. Tell me I'm not out of my freaking mind.
You're not, let me tell you, you're not.
Do words mean things? I'm not sure. They do still, but
They do.
maybe not as much. I don't.
You're nuts. I like you.
I am nuts.
I miss
Lock,
hanging out.
lock me up.
Do you ever come down here to these areas?
You mean L.A.?
Yeah.
Um, you're all the way over there. We used to, but still, like, you guys are all the way over there, so you got to think logistics. Who's money? Like, we can't go anywhere we're not gonna make money. So
I
you
feel
just start
you.
you start just going where the money is.
Yeah. Where's the money? Tell me.
on,
Where's the
on
money at?
hopefully my inbox. We'll see.
I know, right? But as soon as you can, you guys should come here. And talking about Jerry Garcia, oh my God, I swear to God, you guys just listen to Jerry Garcia and Fish there. What's with that? You
Jerry
guys are
Garcia.
crazy. The
Yeah,
Grateful
we're
Dead and Fish, like that's it. Every single person likes those bands there, which is cool. I dig them too.
we do have a very jam friendly scene, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fish being East Coast, granted, uh, the Dead were West Coast, but I mean, the East Coast in general loves jam band music. We just do. I mean, the whole
Yeah.
country does now, but
But
Um,
you guys really do. It's stronger there, that's for sure.
yeah, it changes a little bit. You know, when we travel the country, it's like Southeast likes a different style of rock music than more than jam. You know, they're gonna
Right.
want the heavier stuff. So it
Okay.
changes geographically. I love Chicago. Chicago understands me.
Yeah.
Chicago is all about guitar, rock and roll. It's beautiful.
Nice. Well,
Go
I
to
really like
Chicago.
Chicago then.
Yeah,
Cool.
love Chicago.
I hear great things about
Hmm.
it.
I've always had a great time in LA. I got a lot of friends out there making good music in the industry, kicking ass. And but I don't think I'd ever live in LA. You know, I'd have.
Yeah.
I want to live in San Diego, honestly, and I'd be 2 hours from LA.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Actually, go there pretty much. We used to play a lot down there.
Yeah.
It's a college town where we used to play at, just the
Okay.
downtown area, and people came to the shows and they stayed to the end, and they were like, they loved it. We were playing classic rock and all of our originals, in between,
For
and
sure. Work that crowd.
they were really cool. Yeah, it wasn't
Work
an
the party.
authentic, definitely get drunk, and we had two shows in a row every time we went there in the same club. So we just stayed at a hotel and had a great time. It was
The
fun.
double bubble.
The double bubble. And then go back to LA, and resume to the small gigs, which was a lot of them. But I see it as practice, at least we get to play really tight. We play so much that I think the band's pretty tight. So it's,
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs to cut their teeth. And back
yeah,
then, before the advent of the internet and cell phones and all these, like, you really had to cut your teeth. I traveled to Arizona and played Tucson for 17 people, you know? So it's like
yeah,
I've traveled the entire country all through my 20s and 30s and made a lot of great friends and
yeah.
played a lot of great gigs. But now I get to pick and choose, which is fun. But I'm hoping I can pick and choose London one of these days, or
Oh, fuck yeah, definitely. I've got some connections in London. Let's go.
yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking do it. But you've got a great following. Because, your lives always have over 100 people watch, 150 people watch.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean they're tuning in,
They
and
love it.
I just think and this goes back to earlier. It's just if you play music, whatever you put out, you're gonna attract like-minded people. So
Hmm.
your music
Sure.
is gonna get a certain kind of folk, and I'm thankful my crew is like rabid, music loving,
Yeah,
musically intelligent, and then just
yeah.
like freaks. It's beautiful.
I love it. I'm always there whenever I can. I think you're alive. No, it is. It's my favorite. I
Oh,
will
that's
tune
nice.
into
Thanks.
your live, even if I'm already in bed, going to bed. I'm going. Oh, I gotta watch this for a little bit longer.
can't can't miss notes.
And I guess like vidrada would be the word in Portuguese. I just keep looking at your hands, what you're doing with the guitar, and it's like, holy fuck.
Do
Maybe I'll
you?
take.
I was gonna. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Do you play any Yobim?
I don't, because it's hard.
Oh, you should absolutely play Brazil. At least Brazil. I mean,
I know. Brazil, Brazil. Is this the one?
yeah. It's you know.
La da 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 da. Something like that.
Yeah. So. Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da da ba ba da ba ba ba.
Oh my god, it's already
Ba da
hard.
da 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 da. Ah, it's great. You
Do
should do
you
it.
play?
I know how to play it with chords, but singing, I don't sing that song just yet. I'm still rebuilding the voice after everything I've gone through. But
Yeah. How's it
I
going with that? You're doing better?
I am finally doing better.
Good.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just had um, a lesson or a consultation with a vocal coach today
Yeah.
to work on some things. Because
Was it more like a therapy you're doing it to
well, it's
get it
just more
better?
getting to know each other. What's the problem? How are we gonna
Yeah.
get at this thing? And it's
Ah,
really just like I've never taken singing lessons, so
yeah.
I've as you get older, everything changes, and if you're not using your throat and abdomen and just doing all the right things,
Yeah.
you're going to have some adverse effects, or you won't be able to have longevity, or
Oh yeah.
it's like
Recovery.
I used to sing 3-hour gigs of Beatles, so that's like a lot of lung power and a lot of singing. So I want to be able to
Mm-hmm.
do that still.
Yeah. That's what my coach tells me. I've been with her for, I don't know, 5 years. I had a few coaches, but she's my favorite, and she gets me where I need to be. Danny Armstrong, and she's a badass singer too. I think
Yeah,
she gets it because she sings rock like I do, and we like to sing kind of the same stuff. A lot of yeah, a lot of really high, potent, screamy notes.
sure.
So she's
As long as
always
it,
told me you have to fucking like take care of your voice if you want to sing 5 years from now. And not only that, if you're playing 5 gigs in a row, you need your recovery time to be faster. And for that, you have to damage less when you sing. So
mm,
that comes from, knowing how to use your instrument
yeah,
adequately.
yeah. I mean, we could see the fingers play, so I could tell you how you're being inefficient playing
Right.
guitar, by watching. But everything's internal with the voice, so what does it look like? What's actually happening? There's a lot of mechanics going on that we're not really aware
Totally.
of, or at least I'm not naturally gifted in.
I think you are. I've heard you sing. You think you have a pretty voice, even when you
Yeah.
talk. So you're good.
Well, I hope it gets better. Yeah. So
It can
plenty
always
of work
get
to do.
better. I have a
Yeah,
lot of work to do on my guitar playing.
that's what quarantine's all about.
Totally, man. I've been learning so much shit, like how to record, how to solo, how to make podcasts, how not to be so fat while doing nothing.
Okay.
I feel a little pressured for like doing stuff, but I'm trying to also relax and give myself some time off. What
Well,
about
it's been
you?
it's been 3 months now of like
Yeah.
lying about. I'm ready to get out and live the life I once lived, or get close to it. Like you
Yeah.
know, there's so much. I mean, we have to listen to the experts at the same time, but
I
I'm
know, but we want to just get out.
yeah, it's like who's calling the shots, and
I know, that's true.
what was it done the right way? Because I would
Right.
rather this person's know-how than someone else's gut telling me what's up.
I know.
But
But
he who shall not be named
who
shall
he
not be
should, yeah,
named in
let's
this
not.
podcast.
Let's not jinx the fucking thing because of him.
Yeah, we're almost at the end anyway, so why go there?
All
But the
right.
point is, like, I'm here to play ball and be safe because I don't want my family members to get it. So I'm willing to do what's
Totally.
right. But then I'm
Hmm.
also like, are we doing the right thing right now? What the hell is happening? And that's
I
what's
know.
bothering me. So
Yeah.
each day, let's just be nice to each other and get through this, and vote.
And vote. Listen to music.
Yeah.
You be listening to anything new lately?
I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, I'll
I mean,
surf.
new to you?
I'm not listening to a ton of music unless I'm learning it. So I'll be
Boo.
listening to a tune to learn it and dissect it. But man, it's been tough to just like, okay, I'm gonna play this. What's the honestly, Yo Beam is what I've been listening to. I've been listening to like 7 of his records in chronological order, so it's been good.
Oh my God, you're such a nerd. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to say his name properly.
What? Jobim?
Jobim.
Jobim.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a
exactly like
soft J.
Jobim.
Soft J. Jobim.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Carlos Jobim, but they called
Yeah.
him Tom.
Now, Tom? Yeah,
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Jobim. Yeah, they do.
Tom Jobim. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I grew up with this stuff. It's great. You learn so
So
much.
I learned a lot. My favorite of his is Aguas de Marco.
Yeah,
Aguas de
Marso.
Marco. Marso.
Mm-hmm.
And
Marso is
that's
March.
that's about the end of summer in Brazil and
Yeah.
everything that was happening when he wrote that. It's one of the best tunes ever.
Aw, I gotta listen to it again.
I'll send you a video clip of them doing it live. It's amazing.
Cool. Please do.
Will do.
And you're amazing. I love talking to you, hanging out with you. Hopefully, when I get there, I get to see you more. and get to see you play, because I only got to see you play with me next to me, which was fucking awesome. I have some videos actually. I should send it to you.
Sure.
And
Yeah, we all hope to play one of these days.
I know. I don't know, but in the end of the day, when I'm here in my studio, I'm going, do I really want to go play a gig? I don't know. I can take the days off.
Yeah, just gotta laugh it off. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, industry. But
Just,
things will adapt. Things are gonna pop out of this, and there will be some silver linings to it. So we just
yeah.
gotta stick together.
And do your thing. Keep playing.
You know it.
And you have an Instagram and a Facebook page as Tim Palmieri.
I mean, I
And you
want to
have,
say yes because if you type that in, but there could be four of them. Who knows? But yeah, Tim Palmieri on Instagram, Tim Palmieri on Facebook, and then
you have,
timpalmieri.com.
mm-hmm.
And I apologize in advance because I don't update that website at all.
I love your
but
website.
but there's no reason to at this point, gigs wise. But yeah, it could
Dude,
use
I know.
it could use updating. So I'm telling all you folks out there because since you're gonna check me out, I will now have to update it.
I
See
haven't
what you.
updated my website in a long time.
Well, you need to get on that too if you got a
Dude, I was just like,
audience out there.
I did all of my bookings. I put all my, I bought this calendar online to put it there to make it very organized with all the information for the show. I spent like a week doing that, and then all got canceled. It looked so cute and so busy, and now it's just dead to the world. I'm like, I'll worry about it when I have to. But it's looking good. I love that caricature of yours in the front of your website. It's so
Yeah,
you.
my friend Zoe did it. She's an amazing artist
It's
and
great.
illustrator. Yeah, she's awesome. She does a
And
lot of great work.
yeah, I saw that you had a lot of music there too. So if you guys are looking for music, it's all on the website. You can download it or, purchase from Apple Music.
Yep.
You're also on Spotify with
Yep.
Kung Fu. Is it Breakfast also on Spotify?
Yep. You have to be everywhere now.
You got it, man. I know. And you got to do everything yourself.
I know it's changed so much.
At least it gets done the way you want, I guess.
True,
Gets it
but
done right.
just want to play my guitar. I don't. It's
You
like
know?
you got to learn how to stream now and
Oh my
connecting
God.
everything and making it good. It's like holy shit. But
I know.
I look forward to gigging again. It'll happen.
Yeah, I'm coming out of this quarantine a lot smarter, though. That's for sure. Have to figure out this thing on my own. Nobody can come here and teach me.
Good for you.
I like the hustle, though. I like learning stuff. I like learning new music, too. Going back to the new
Ditto.
music, I've been listening to Marcus King a lot and learning a lot of his songs.
Excellent. Marcus is amazing.
He's fucking dope. And Billy
Yeah.
Strings, too. Bluegrass.
I saw
Fucking
a video or
awesome.
two of him. He's got some incredible chops.
Oh my God, I know. It's not even like the kind of music I listen to, but it's undeniable. The
He's
songs are
good.
great, so it's fun.
I'm ready to have a shred fest with both of them.
I know. Let's pick. Let's pick together. I mean, you guys. I'll sing a song or two. Tim, it was such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you,
It went
Tatiana.
by so fast. I know I have like 1,000 things we could talk about still,
It's
but
okay.
just
We
want to
want.
let everybody know that you're there. You exist. To check you out if you're in the East Coast.
I
This guy's
appreciate everyone
there.
listening to me and checking us out, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, check it out. Kung Fu. Kung Fu is it. It's a party maker.
Please.
Thanks, brother.